For Dan, life on the road was nothing new. A full-time van lifer and creator behind Dan's van life. He had already dealt with ticks, a burglary attempt, and more on his solo journey from Iowa to Colorado. But nothing had prepared him for what would unfold on the evening of August 4th, 2023.
So I think today, I took a couple days off of editing and filming, just kind of let myself recharge a little. I need to get a video completely edited today, start to finish. So we are going to take my laptop, the grow lot. You know, the van's still kind of messy from last night. And we're gonna go sit in the park and edit the video up in the beautiful park with the mountain atmosphere and the people walking around, and should make it a little more fun than usual. Got an iced coffee from McDonald's. Cassie got kicked out of McDonald's. Worker wasn't happy that I brought her in, but I couldn't care less what a McDonald's worker thinks.
That morning started out calm. He edited videos at a park, sipped iced coffee, and watched his dog Cassie relax by his side.
Decided we're gonna do a little after dinner walk, take a walk up this road, see if maybe there's a better viewpoint of the mountain behind me, and just check it out. Kind of cool right off the bat. It's like horse poop. There's either a moose or a horse right outside of the van right now, and he just made a scary noise. Or a bear. Holy shit, there's a bear right outside the van. Hey bear! He's huge. If I wouldn't have said something, he was gonna go in the van. If I wouldn't have hollered, hey bear, he was about to walk his way right into the van. Stay. Cassie, sit. Sit.
Later that day, Dan picked a remote campsite in the Colorado wilderness, hoping for a quiet night. The rain had passed, the forest was still, and the van was parked in solitude. But the peace wouldn't last. After a light dinner, Dan took Cassie for a short walk. As they returned to the van, a low snorting sound stopped him cold.
What are the odds of that the second I walk away? What are the odds that the second I walk away from a van, a bear just comes strolling in? What are the odds, dude? I could have stepped out the door right into his face. I could have went eye to eye with that thing. I heard a weird snort noise when I was walking up the trail and looked back. And I could see him through the trees, like looking him. If I let go, she would chase him all the way down. He was pretty scared of us though, that's good. I didn't get the greatest video of him by the van because I was preparing until I realized that he was looking pretty docile. So I put away the other thing and aimed the camera at him, and glad that I got some of it on footage. So he was huge, man. All right, Cass, you know what? We're not about to walk in the forest. You know, I came out here at this time of night thinking it is the time of night you might see an animal. I'm glad all I had to do was holler at him. Dude, like that was like destiny. I would have walked, if that bear would have been 1 minute behind schedule, me and Cassie would have been up the road far enough to where I wouldn't have saw him or heard him. And I could have came back to the van like totaled from a bear. Could you imagine?
Turning his head, he saw it. A massive black bear was less than 20 feet away. Slowly making its way toward the open door of the van, Dan shouted. The bear froze. Cassie stayed still, trained and loyal. The bear seemed curious, not hostile. But had Dan come back a minute later, it would have been inside the van, possibly tearing through everything. He could have walked straight into its face. Dan didn't get the best footage. He was more focused on protecting Cassie than aiming a camera. But what he did capture showed just how easily a peaceful moment could turn dangerous. Had the bear arrived even 1 minute later, Dan and Cassie would have missed the warning signs. Had Cassie been off leash, it might have triggered the animal. Even experienced travelers like Dan can be caught off guard. The encounter was brief. No one was hurt, but the lesson was clear. Always close your van door. Never let your dog off leash. And remember, when you're deep in the woods, you're not alone. What would have happened if Dan had stayed out just 2 minutes longer? In June of 2025, a solo traveler known online as a tiny nomad was deep into her journey across the United States, headed for Alaska in her trusty 4Runner. But mechanical delays forced her off the road. Instead of pushing forward, she made an unexpected stop in rural Washington state, waiting on a replacement car part that had failed to arrive twice before. To reset both body and mind, after 3,000 miles of driving in just a week, She chose to rent a tiny remote cabin tucked deep in the woods. Surrounded by mossy trees and mist-covered trails, it felt like a fairy tale. But that illusion would not last long.
Well, I've been laying in bed reading for like half an hour. And I just heard this like loud knock. It came from the back of my cabin. And it scared me to the point I immediately jumped up and started looking all around the windows to see if I could like see an animal. I was like looking for maybe a bear, because there is bear around here, but I couldn't see anything. I mean, I can only see out the front of my cabin, but I'm just feeling like weird and like on edge now, especially since to get to like the kitchen in my car, I have to like, it's like a trek. I mean, when I say a trek, it's about a 5-minute walk outside my cabin, but I have to completely walk through the woods. Like, I can't see my vehicle from here. Oh, God.
The first day passed peacefully. She ate healthy food, took deep breaths of fresh air, and caught up on sleep. That night, she curled up in bed with a book. Roughly 30 minutes later, a loud knock echoed from behind the cabin. She sprang from bed and scanned the windows, half expecting a bear, but nothing moved. The only thing staring back at her was silence. Her unease grew when she remembered. The cabin had no direct line of sight to her car, which was parked a 5-minute walk away through the dark forest. No streetlights, no visibility, no neighbors nearby. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, she had noticed something else when first arriving.
I mean, I don't know. The camera definitely looks like it hasn't been used in a very long time, but it's like, why wouldn't they just take it off? Why is it there? It just adds to the creepiness of this place, in my opinion. I don't like it. I also just discovered there's a shower here. So I was like, why do they have these towels right here? Like shower towels? And then when I walked outside, they have an outdoor shower that's completely open. Right there. But, I mean, it's completely open. Nothing covering you.
A security camera mounted right on the porch. The welcome booklet claimed it was inactive, but the way it loomed above the entryway never sat right with her. And then came the outdoor shower, positioned next to the porch with no curtain, no barrier, and full exposure to anyone or anything that might be watching from the woods. She never saw anything concrete. No figure in the woods, no footsteps outside. But the knock, the camera, and the exposed layout of the cabin all felt too coincidental. Was it a watchful neighbor, a stranger passing through, or just the paranoia of solitude setting in after weeks alone on the road? Whatever it was enough to make her more anxious in that cabin than on any stretch of highway she'd driven. She managed to finish her stay, but not without a lingering sense of dread. No answers ever came. The knock was never explained, and she never used the shower. On June 21st, 2021, the team behind Paranormal Discovery set out on their next expedition, this time into the remote Tangier wildlands of Nova Scotia, a region long associated with Bigfoot sightings. Their goal was clear: venture deeper than ever before into the unmapped mountain terrain in hopes of capturing something unexplained.
On the Bigfoot mapping project, there was actually, I think, in the early 1900s, but then again, someone else said it was like pretty recent, the last 5 years. But the map had a Sasquatch encounter here. Someone actually encountered one, marked it down. So we went hunting for that in the wintertime. But right now, we're coming back again so we can actually set up camp and look for one, or it, or whatever. Really sick. We got the tarp up, didn't film it because it was actually kind of coming down for a bit. Yeah, we wanted to just get it up so we can just have something we can be under at this point in time. So now that everything is good to go, I think the camping night starts. We're gonna get everything, the table, the cookers, I don't know about a bonfire, maybe. But for right now, we got the cookers. We're gonna make some food. Kiki, Alika, good girl. Okay, so this is the first time I've actually set up this tarp in this configuration. It looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. I've never done it before, but I kind of vibe it.
As they drove higher into the dense forest, the air shifted. The higher the elevation, the heavier the silence. They weren't just in the woods anymore. They were deep inside something far older. When you're really up in the mountains, it's a different kind of scary. They reached a familiar sight, now overgrown and damp from the recent rain.
Hello? I'm hearing footsteps in the bushes, man, like on both sides. This side, and then on this side. Trying to rationalize like as if it's like a bear or maybe a deer or something. What the f*** is that sound? Like, what was that sound? Bird or cryptid, something. Whatever is here found us. Are you a Bigfoot? Oh my god. I actually can't even breathe right now. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit, I'm having a panic attack. I'm having a damn panic attack. Okay.
As night fell, the crew made dinner, shared stories, and laughed. Even their dog, Kiki, seemed at ease. But that calm didn't last long. Later that night, the lead investigator set out alone with a flashlight and camera. Branches snapped. Low moaning sounds echoed from the trees. Then, something touched his back.
Good?
Yeah.
What happened?
Just some weird sounds, really.
Yeah, I also heard some weird sounds.
Hey, baby. Hey. Yeah, like unhuman type of sounds. It was
Like moaning?
like something in distress.
Oh. Like I heard some really weird like moaning
Oh.
that I've legit like never heard before.
Yeah, that was weird. It was,
Yeah.
something's like dying or something in there.
I know, right?
Or there's like a Bigfoot literally so close to us. Anyways.
Say no.
Say no?
Say no to what? Fetch. It literally just said fetch. Okay, wait. I swear I just heard like something just got thrown. It just said hunt. Yeah. Are we being hunted by something?
He rushed back to the group, but the strangeness only escalated. The Spirit Talker app began speaking. Fetch, hunt, say no. They described hearing inhuman moans, footsteps circling the camp, and branches breaking where no one was. Are we being hunted by something? While no creature was seen on camera, the team debated possibilities. A cryptid? An interdimensional entity? Or a spiritual echo trapped in the woods? Nova Scotia is over 60% wilderness. Could something ancient still hide there, just beyond the reach of logic? Exhausted and overwhelmed, the team packed up and left early. The footage was inconclusive, but the moaning, the touch, and the commands they captured were very real. Just a few nights ago, the team behind Haunted Finders, David, Tom, and Kev, returned to one of the most unsettling locations they had ever explored, an abandoned church buried deep in the woods. The building had a dark reputation and had already produced significant daytime activity. Viewers demanded they go back this time, at night. As darkness fell, so did the silence.
My new hat. Dad's dog.
That's dog.
Dad's dog. Dog dad. Dog dad. Dog dad. Dog dad.
Oh god. Bloody hell.
It looks good, doesn't it?
What the flip was that?
What is it?
No, someone was... Hey, 1 minute. Someone was just standing up there.
Oh yeah.
Someone was just standing up there.
Somebody there.
Someone was standing up there. I turned around as I was laughing, and someone was stood. There's a tree there, though. Do you know the tree that sort of goes up at an angle? Someone was flipping stood next to that. It was a full, like, almost like a silhouette of someone. I saw the legs and the bottom half of the body. Then, as I like doubled back, it wasn't there.
Before the team even finished setting up, Tom saw it. A full-bodied silhouette standing near a tree outside the church. It vanished before he could say a word. From the start, the tone was chaotic.
Using my voice.
Using my voice. That's obviously what we've been hearing. Okay, so it's you. Are you the one crying? Are Are you the one crying? Was that you? Was that you? Who the was that? There's someone outside the church. There's someone outside the church. I'm telling you right now, quick, get outside. Please tell me one of you heard that. Oh my God. I've got full goosebumps all over my body. Oh my God. I need that to be caught on the camera. Are you sure you didn't hear it? And you didn't say anything? Holy shit. That was a full woman, full sentence. What did she say? My God, it was in the church. It was inside the church. It sort of came sort of through this window here. That's why I thought maybe someone was out here. Oh God, I really thought I was a real person.
Inside the church, they activated the spirit talk. Using my voice, the responses escalated. A full sentence spoken in a clear female voice came from inside the church. Tom froze. I've got full goosebumps. It sounded like an actual person.
Whoever just tried to talk to us, we heard you. We heard you hissing and shouting whatever it was you tried to say. Please come and tell us who you are. Please come and tell us who you are.
What on earth?
We heard you. Is there somebody here that doesn't like us? We can say get out. We can say get out. Say go. We can say go.
It's definitely talking at the start. So all these responses that we're getting on EVP, that we're hearing with our own voice, I will enhance them the best I can and hopefully figure out what some of them are saying.
They connected the dots. According to historical records, the church had been ransacked by Cromwell's army centuries ago. A violent event that could have left unrested spirits behind. Voices, footsteps, hissing. It never stopped.
Why do you want us to get out? We haven't done anything wrong. We just want to talk. Have you got anything to hide? Is that what?
What? You just said if they've got anything to hide, it says the pit.
What is the pit?
What the hell?
What's the pit? Where is it at? Where is the pit?
The pit.
Have you buried bodies in there? The pit. That doesn't sound good to me.
No.
Is it?
It was right after you said there's anything you want to hide.
What are you hiding?
You tell us.
We know you're out there watching us.
They had no answers, just that word. The pit? The team suspected a mass grave may lie hidden near the church. Possibly unmarked. Possibly forgotten.
So, I thought we'd do the outro here because by the time we get up there, we're going to be absolutely knackered. But it's been a crazy night. Literally, I just thought I heard something again.
Yeah, they're happy because we're
We've been having stuff literally non-stop all night from the moment we walked in here. I don't think there's a spirit here that I think doesn't like us being here and is hiding something. I don't know what it is, but in the background I see you facing on the screen. But we've been having some crazy stuff tonight, crazy communication, disembodied voices, full-blown sentences that are disembodied coming from outside and inside the church. I just can't wait to get this on my headphones and see if I can actually enhance any of them, and hopefully they are on the audio.
But the activity that night was intelligent and interactive. Disembodied sentences, responses that aligned perfectly with their questions, and the chilling sense that something wanted them gone. The church gave them more than they were prepared for. Disembodied voices, clear commands, unease that never lifted. But what if the voices weren't trying to scare them off? What if they were warning them to stay away from what's buried in the pit? On June 6, 2025, a YouTuber known as Dundee Hikes set out from Islip Saddle for another solo trek through the quiet mountains of California. His channel is typically known for peaceful nature walks, tranquil campsites, and the gentle solitude of the trail. But on this day, his journey would lead to something no hiker ever wants to find.
All right, so it's been a couple days since this incident happened, and thought I would try to give you a more coherent account of what happened than just the videos show. I'll show you the videos after I finish talking. There's nothing graphic in there, so no need to worry about that. Anyway, I broke camp at Islip Saddle, and I decided to do like a mile more road walk before joining the PCT again. As I approached the Javis Memorial Picnic Ground, I noticed there was a single car in the parking lot, and it was backed up to the edge. But what really caught my attention was that the back tires were way up on the embankment. So that caused me to walk over and take a closer look. And that's when I noticed the rope that was tied to the back and disappearing over the edge.
While reconnecting with the Pacific Crest Trail, Dundee approached a familiar picnic ground. Only one car sat in the empty parking lot. Its rear tires were awkwardly propped up on the slope, as if someone had deliberately backed it into place. Curious, Dundee approached the vehicle and noticed something strange, a rope tied to the rear, trailing over the edge of the embankment. He filmed a quick clip, casually remarking how odd it was. At first, he walked away, but something didn't sit right.
That caused me to walk over and take a closer look. And that's when I noticed the rope that was tied to the back and disappearing over the edge. And, I really didn't even think anything about it at that moment. I pulled out my camera and I took a little video, something like, hey, look at this. This is weird. I guess I'll never know what was going on here. And I started to walk away. And then my curiosity got the better of me, so I dropped my pack and I grabbed the rope and shuffled down to the edge, and that's when I saw the guy with the rope tied around his neck. I didn't really spend a lot of time gawking at him. I didn't take any pictures. I kind of stupidly shouted hello a few times, like he's gonna open his eyes and say just kidding or something. But then I hustled back up to the parking lot and tried to figure out what I was going to do because I had no service at all.
What he saw left him frozen. Dangling from the end of the rope was a man's body, neck bound, motionless. He shouted, hoping against all logic that it was some cruel prank, but there was no response. He rushed back up the hill. There was no cell service. He hiked back to his camp, pulled out his in-reach emergency device, and contacted the camp host.
Well, all the rest of them got on scene here. I gave my statement to the sheriff, and they said they don't need anything else from me, so I'm moving on. And they asked me not to leave, so okay. So apparently they want me to wait until homicide gets here and make sure it wasn't a murder. I got an update from the sheriff, and he basically said that fire and rescue showed up, said, yeah, he's dead, and left. Now there's someone else. I think it's crime scene, possibly, but they're gonna go down and actually examine the body and try to determine if it was self-inflicted or not.
Within the hour, a rescue helicopter appeared overhead. It hovered, then veered away, unable to land. Ground teams arrived next. Fire, deputies, homicide investigators. Protocol required Dundee to stay on scene. They needed a statement just to rule things out. Dundee was never considered a suspect, but the gravity of what he had found changed everything. The man's body was eventually recovered. Authorities examined the rope, the car, and the surroundings to determine whether it had been self-inflicted. The details remain undisclosed. For Dundee, the impact was personal. He'd gone looking for quiet. What he found instead was death. As the footage ends, Dundee leaves viewers with a message. If you're in a dark place, please talk to someone. It's a bad day, not a bad life. But for many who hike alone, that message hits differently. Because even out here in the open wilderness, far from civilization, some things still find a way to haunt you. The forests surrounding Dudleytown, Connecticut, have always had a reputation. Locals speak of unexplained deaths, vanishing settlers, and ghastly apparitions. A place where even the trees seem to whisper secrets. But one piece of footage, captured on June 17, 2006, shifted the conversation from folklore to something far more tangible. A small house sat on Chase Avenue, bordering the cursed woods. The owners had grown increasingly uneasy, reporting sightings of a shadowy figure drifting behind their property.
No. What is that? No way. No. What the fuck is that? Yeah, it's me. I've just seen that thing. I've actually got it on camera. I'll show you when you get home. Give me a call as soon as you get this message.
It didn't walk. It glided. Its shape, dark and warped, seemed to flicker in and out of existence. So, they did what any terrified family might do. They kept a camera ready. That decision paid off. On a quiet June day, the figure returned, and this time, they caught it on tape. The clip is short, but unforgettable. The shadow appears between the trees. It doesn't reflect light. It doesn't cast a clear silhouette. Instead, its form shimmers, as if made of dense living smoke, black and semi-translucent. The entity moves unnaturally, not bound by the logic of wind or terrain. The camera shakes, voice trembling, but the clip remains intact. Words spread fast. Locals already feared the woods. This only made things worse. In desperation for clarity, the family submitted the video to the Institute of Forensic Parapsychology, a respected panel of researchers specializing in unexplained phenomena. The verdict? No visual trickery, no lens flare, no camera malfunction. The figure captured on tape defied explanation. Multiple experts confirmed the authenticity. Some called it one of the most legit and persuasive paranormal videos ever recorded. Still, no answer came. Over the years, more reports have surfaced, but none as clear or as deeply unsettling as this one. If you watch the footage and look closely at the trees behind the figure, you might notice something even more disturbing. They don't move at all. What do you believe walked through the woods that day? And why did it come back?